Thank you, everyone, for being here this morning for our June 1, 2017 meeting of the Sacramento County Community Corrections Partnership. I will ask the clerk to call the roll and establish a quorum.
Good morning. Martin?
Here.
Heller?
Here.
Ferguson?
Here.
Lake?
Here.
Duran?
Here.
Conley? Torgerson?
Here.
Neves?
Here.
Bray?
Here.
Perry?
Here.
Walker? Chief Seal?
Here.
And you have a quorum.
Thank you very much. I'll ask to please read the first item on the agenda.
Oh, I have the statement to read?
Excuse me?
Oh, I have a statement to read. Really
Please do.
fast. Thank you. This meeting of the Sacramento County Community Corrections Partnership is being cablecast on Metro Cable 14, the local government affairs channel on the Comcast Consolidated Communications and AT&T Uverse. This meeting replays on Saturday, June 4th at 4 p.m. on Channel 14. This meeting is simultaneously webcast at www.metrocable.tv. Please call Metro Cable at 874-7685 for up-to-date replay dates and times. A DVD copy of the meeting can be requested through the clerk 7 to 10 days after the meeting. If you have any electronic devices, we ask that you silence them at this time so we don't have interruptions during the meeting. If you wish to address the Community Corrections Partnership on any item on the agenda or not on the agenda, please fill out a gold speaker form which are located at the back table. Please give it to the clerk and we will call you at the appropriate time. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now we're ready for the first item on the agenda.
Yes, item number 1, vote to confirm Marlon Yarber and Steve Grippy as CCP representatives on the Proposition 47 Local Advisory Committee in accordance with the grant requirements.
Thank you. Catherine, do you want to give us a little bit of background on this?
Yeah, in February when the CCP met, there was a presentation by the Department of Health and Human Services for a Proposition 47 grant proposal, and part of that proposal included a local advisory committee, and Health and Human Services asked the CCP if they could identify a couple of representatives, and it was not a voting item at that time, so our county council suggested we make it a voting item at the next meeting, which is why it's on the agenda today.
Great, thank you very much. Are there any questions about this before we move forward with the vote?
I'll move approval.
Thank you. All those in favor to confirm Marlon Yarber and Steve Grippy as CCP representatives on the Prop 47 steering committee?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Aye. Thank you. I should have added that we're doing a voice vote today.
Sorry.
It looks
I'm
like
sorry, who was the second for that motion?
I'll second it.
Neves. Okay, thank you.
Just to make sure we have it in order, let me ask one more time. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.
All right. Item number 2, Sacramento Regional Crime Analysis Program 2016 Progress Report Presentation.
Great. We will welcome Paige Burley up to the dais. We thank her for being here today. She is our regional crime analyst. She is embedded with the Sacramento Police Department, but she provides regional crime analyses for several law enforcement agencies here in the county. So we thank her for being here, and we turn it over to you. Welcome, Paige.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. My name is Paige Burley, and today I'm here to present the Sacramento Regional Crime Analysis Program. And really, one of my goals today is to explain my role and how it fits within the community of analysts in this region, and then also how that looks on a day-to-day workflow. I've been in this position since June 2016, so coming up on almost a full year. Before me, Ruth Padilla was with you guys for about 3 years. And I just want to start by thanking her and the other analysts in the community for creating such a great position for me to walk into. I came here from Houston, Texas, where I worked as a criminal intelligence analyst for the Houston Police Department for a few years. And after seeing a couple different jurisdictions, a couple different regions of the country, I just want to start by saying that a lot of agencies like to use the buzzwords of cross-jurisdictional analysis and regional analysis, and they've definitely become that, buzzwords in our community. But the sharing of data can be hard, complicated, and time-consuming. I love that this position exists in the Sacramento region. It really means that Sacramento is putting their resources behind their analysts, and that creates an invaluable community of analysts within this region, which only makes it stronger. This position is truly unique. There's not that many regional analysts that solely focus on crimes that are crossing borders. And because of that uniqueness, it's also effective. Analysts know that crimes cross borders. We know that criminals don't know those borders, they're moving across them. And to get full pictures of crime trends, this regional analysis is truly important. And I'm really grateful and excited to be able to share that with this information with you today. So these are the current agencies that are participating in the Sacramento Regional Crime Analysis Program. They include Citrus Heights Police Department, Elk Grove Police Department, Folsom, Galt, Rancho Cordova, Sacramento County Probation, Sacramento Police Department, and of course Sacramento Sheriff's Department. And while some of these agencies only have 1 to 2 analysts, such as Citrus Heights, Folsom, Elk Grove, Galt, and Rancho Cordova, others have multiple, maybe even 5 to 10, like Sacramento Police Department and Sacramento Sheriff's Department. What that really means is that there's a community of about 15 to 20 analysts in the Sacramento County. That's a lot of different analysts in a lot of different buildings and kind of far away. So really, I like to think of myself as a communicator and being able to share that data and making sure that those lines of communication are open between all those different analysts and communities. So this is basically just a breakdown of my role and objective. The AB 109 Public Safety Realignment Funding is being utilized to promote information and intelligence sharing through 2 major ways. We have, of course, the Regional Crime Analyst role, which entails the realigned offenders, such as the PRCS and 1170, and making sure that jurisdictions know which of those offenders are in their jurisdictions. We have the analyzing of trends and patterns when they cross borders, and of course, providing that actionable intelligence, those true products that can go out to the analysts and they can use. But of course, the other piece of this puzzle is the data sharing, and we work with 2 main data sets. So we have the offender data, and this is of course those realigned offenders, and making sure that the analysts know who's in their area. And then we also have the crime data, and I think that this is the crux of this program. Without having those regional software that we can go immediately to and see where crimes are happening on a spatial map where we can see it, we can go look in other jurisdictions and see it immediately, it's invaluable. Currently, the LexisNexis Accurate Crime Analysis map is the one that we use here in Sacramento. This is kind of just detailing out what my day-to-day looks like. So in 2016, analytical support was provided to local law enforcement agency in the way of meetings, trainings, analyst reports, and then the list of the PRCS and/or 1170 offenders. And I'm going to detail out a couple examples of each of these. But I also aid the regional police units, and 2 examples of this is the Post-Release Community Supervision Unit, PRCS, and then also the Regional Light Rail. So this is the example of those analyst reports. In 2016, analysis was conducted for crime trends, patterns, and series in the Sacramento County and nearby jurisdictions. And those reports can include things like maps of the incidences, time of day, day of week analysis, and then distinguishing characteristics. This will include things like suspect descriptions, MOs, car descriptions, anything that we can use to link crimes across borders. I wanted to reach out to a few of the analysts in the region to see how they feel about this program and how they kind of see their role with me. And this is a quote from our analyst out at Rancho Cordova Police Department. His name is Jeff Rodriguez. He's one of 2. Our regional analyst is a valuable tool in connecting crimes across the Sacramento region. She works hard to ensure that crime and intelligence analysts from around the area are kept up to date on crime trends occurring here. Without her, our jobs would be much more difficult and time-consuming. And I also want to share this quote from Gabriela Villamontes. She is the Folsom Sole Police crime analyst. I often request regional searches of crime scenarios to determine if other agencies are seeing the same trend. I suppose I could email all the analysts in the area, but first, not all the departments have analysts, and second, because Paige is able to glean information from ACA, Accurate Crime Analysts, that's that crime data that we use, that crime data software that we use, more effectively. She has helped me narrow down a few crime trends. Being able to tell the detectives that I checked with the regional analysts to look for similar cases at other departments has been a great help. And this is really what my day-to-day looks like. An analyst will notice a crime trend happening in their region. They'll contact me. I might be able to do this through bulletins without the analyst contacting me first. But really, once that first initiating step happens, I will go through the data, I will data mine, I will find the other cases that could be attached to this so that we have a fuller picture of where a crime is happening. So if Folsom is seeing a crime trend, and then I look into it, and Citrus Heights might be seeing the same one, the county might be saying the same kind of thing, I create a master matrix, I start tracking those, and then then I become kind of like a matchmaker between different agencies, where I get Folsom involved, I get Citrus Heights involved, and that way everyone really knows what's going on, and we're able to do true, thorough crime analysis. And so I really like to think of myself as the central point of communication for these analysts. If they ever need to know something about another jurisdiction, if they ever need to know more information, I like to be that point for them. In addition to the just crime analysis that I'm able to help with, I help the analysts in 2 other ways. We have bi-monthly regional crime analyst meetings, and these are roundtable discussions of crime trends in series. This is when that community of 15 to 20 analysts get together bi-monthly and are able to sit in one room and talk about crime trends. Since we deal with such sensitive information, these face-to-face meetings really help us feel comfortable and enable that communication. The community of analysts in Sacramento is really strong, and it's really effective because of these meetings and also the data sharing that we have in this community. It's also a great chance for new analysts to come and meet the group, which was very important this year. We had a lot of new analysts come into the region, such as Citrus Heights had a new analyst, and Rancho Cordova, and so did Sacramento County. So we had a ton of new analysts coming in, which meant that we had new people to meet and letting them know who they could reach out to. I really like to run this meeting as an analyst meeting for analysts created by an analyst. I'm very open to the analysts to see what they need to make it the most effective and worthwhile of their time, whether that be data training, whether that be software training, whether that be data demoing. Anything that they want, I'm able to do that for them, and I'm all ears when it comes to that. The other way that I try to help the analysts is through trainings. One example of this is the new analyst training and introduction to the other partners in the community. I want to read a quote from Deborah Nathan. She's the new analyst out at Citrus Heights Police Department. She said, "I am new to the crime analyst position, and Paige offered to come out and provide training on the LexisNexis portal. It is extremely helpful to my position. I've had a few requests come in for crime series in our city, and Paige has walked me through how to pull this information and present it." I love that the analysts find value in this data sharing software that we're able to use, and that once they feel comfortable with it, they can do those crime series and they can pull it and they can see what's useful to them. I really like doing that one-on-one training and giving them a face. I also like to introduce myself so that they know that I'm able to help them, and I'm truly just an aid to the analysts if they ever need regional support. The other thing that I do is various software training in group and individual settings. And what this basically means is that if a group is needing software training or any type of training, they're able to reach out to me, and I'm able to either create a formal training with other analysts, a group of 15 in the crowd, and then I'm up front, or one-on-one. This can be on the workstation product, this could be on cell phone mapping. Anything that they need, I'm able to put those products together and present to them. So outside of training and meetings, I also help with AB 109 offender support. The products that are created to aid analysts and police units with AB 109 offenders includes the bi-weekly list of the AB 109 offenders in each jurisdiction. And so this is really the first product that comes in, and this product comes from probation. It is a product that is very raw when it comes in. I like to break it down, make it more digestible and usable for the analyst. It includes which offenders are in which jurisdiction, so there are maps included. And it also has other products that kind of fall out from underneath it. And those are the increased crime buffers around new AB 109 offenders. This is a product that solely looks at the new offenders that are newly coming out and their reported addresses to see what kind of movement is happening around them. And I also create a current warrant list for AB 109 offenders. And this is exactly what it says on face value. If there are any AB 109 offenders with current warrants, I let the jurisdictions know about that. So in addition to helping the community of analysts in the Sacramento region, I also help some regional police units. An example of this is the Post-Release Community Supervision Unit. Over the past year, the PRCS unit was provided a variety of analysts and support. I like to meet with them quite frequently. I'm in the same building with them, which means I'm able to communicate very easily. I also go on ride-alongs with them, and this helps me know exactly what kind of products are useful, what their day-to-day is, and that way I'm able to create more useful products and then edit them if I need to make them better for them. And that really is a collaborative process between me and their team. Some of these in-depth reports that were provided to the unit per their request to organize ongoing investigations and pursue potential leads in their cases include things like the offender linkage charts, criminal history information, data-related analyst, and then hotspot maps. And I just want to again touch on one of the most important parts of this program, and that's the information and data collection. So of course, like we've already talked about, we have the crime data, which is currently the LexisNexis Accurate Crime Analyst and Community Crime Map. And again, This tool is so invaluable, and it's not standard. Not all agencies in the country will be able to go on a map and look at the other jurisdictions just right next to them to see if they're having the same trends. Being able to see it on a map, see it instantly, and then filter out by date, by crime type, by keyword, and really get to the bottom of crime trends is very helpful for the analysts. And it's helpful for me as the regional analyst to be able to use this type of software. And then in addition, we have the offender data. The Sacramento the Sacramento Probation Department continues to provide data sets twice a month to the regional analyst. These data sets include offenders on post-release community supervision, PRCS status, and then also mandatory supervision, 1170 status. So with that being said, I really just wanted to come here to show about my role, talk about it, have a better understanding of it, and I hope I did that. So do I have any questions?
Thank you, Paige. We appreciate you coming in. Before you sit down, let me also see if there's any questions from members of the public. I see a few people here today. Great. Well, thank you again. We appreciate the good work that you're doing on behalf of the local law enforcement agencies in the region.
Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Our pleasure. Okay, with that, that is the last item on our agenda. Is that correct?
Just any comments from the public?
Sure. Before we conclude, any last comments from the public? I didn't receive any gold forms, so no speakers indicating that they wish to speak. Okay, great. Well, then that concludes our meeting of the CCP. Thank you, everyone, and have a good morning.